Hey everyone, this is Charlie and you're watching The Burrow. So today we're going to tackle another 10-minute writing challenge. I had a lot of fun doing it last time. If you recall, we wrote a short story about horses. Well, not so much about horses, but horse or horses was the theme, so thanks to Emily, Wikipedia / the other half of The Burrow, for giving me that idea. For today's challenge, the rules are basically the same. We're just going to take 10 minutes and we're going to write a piece of fiction. I took to Twitter this time around and asked you guys what you thought about a theme. Overwhelmingly, you guys chose Alone in the Woods as this video's theme, so we're going to write a story based around that. I'm thinking probably something kind of horrible, based on the times that I've been out hiking or something and I've been terrified because I thought I saw something. So I'm going to start from there. I don't really have a concrete idea, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, without further ado, let's start our timer here and let's see what we can come up with in 10 minutes. Here we go. What do you call a tube that connects to a water bladder that you drink from? A drinking nozzle? Just a nozzle? Just a nozzle will do. I just realized I'm writing in first person. For shame. For shame. I know where I want to go, but I don't know how to say it. Writer life, hashtag. Jeez. If the trailhead... Okay. Alright, so that finishes our 10-minute writing experience challenge for the day where we're talking about this. Let's see, is this thing still on? Alright, good. Just want to make sure we're not running out of camera time here. Right, so our topic, Alone in the Woods, right? I'm not terribly sure how it went. I think maybe I spent a little bit too much time trying to develop the setting instead of kind of jumping into where I was trying to go with this, right? This, if anything, is supposed to be a very short work of fiction, so the pacing, right, should be a little bit quicker. I should sort of get to it a little bit more. But basically, what I'm working up to here is, well, I'll read it to you, and then I'll tell you what it's working towards, and then I'm going to give you guys your challenge for the week. So let's give it a read. A blue-black flash of light blurred my vision. Thinking I was simply lightheaded from the climb, I sat on a nearby outcropping of shale for a rest. I pulled the nozzle for the drinking line that ran into my pack into my mouth and sucked deeply, pulling the still frosty liquid had frozen the night before into my gut. I felt it turn and fall, rise and dart from side to side as it cooled my intestines on its way to my stomach, where it would sit like a block of ice. I rose back to my feet and put one foot in front of the other again. I came to a fork in the trail and stopped. To my right, the pine-covered switchback carved sharply to the east in the morning sun. To my left was a smaller, newer trail that I'd never seen before. The ferns and mosses were freshly bent at irregular angles. Having just been on the trail the day before, I knew the trail was freshly cut. As I found myself pulled along it, curiosity calling to the adrenaline junkie who'd hopped into my head sometime after my first bad college breakup, it transformed. The trailhead was freshly made. The section on which I found myself only a few paces in was years, decades, old. The soil was beaten away by many feet. The only vegetation left on the path itself were the strongest, thickest roots of the birch trees that thickened and yellowed with each step I took. Further and further, another blue-black flash, and I found myself sitting in the center of the path. So, yeah, that's what I wrote. I'm not even sure, maybe 250, 300 words or so in about 10 minutes. It's not that great, I have to admit. I felt the cobwebs sort of sticking to the cogs turning in my head here, but yeah, I was really trying to envision these times when I've been alone in the woods, and I've been walking along and I have spotted a new trail, or I've spotted a trail I've never seen before, or a cave system or something, and I've taken them, and sometimes I've sort of gotten lost. I like the direction this went. As always, this is very, very heavy on sort of the setting imagery, the natural imagery, which is sort of a mark of mine for really writing anything. Again, there's no real dialogue. I don't know why, but I don't really write a lot of stories where, I guess a lot of my stories are focused on like this lone character, which maybe says something about me. But anyway, so yeah, I like it. I think it could go someplace if I give it a little more time. And it's kind of something I've been thinking about for a little while anyway, which is one of the fun things about these 10-minute exercises, is you can sort of see if you have a very small idea you have is something you enjoy writing about, and if maybe you can carry it someplace. So anyway, I'm going to stop blathering on, and I want to give you guys your writing assignment for the week. Very, very simple. Take 10 minutes out of one day, sit down and write a very short piece of fiction or a poem or whatever the case may be, prose, poetry, rather, whatever the case may be, on this very topic, alone in the woods. You can either send it to me on Twitter. My Twitter now is @howdoiwritegood, or you can send it to the Burrow email address, which is theburrowYT@gmail.com, and I'm really, really interested in seeing what you guys have to write. If you don't take part in the writing exercise, that's fine. You can always join the next one, but let me know what you thought about what I came up with for this week down in the comments below, and yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Go write something awesome.
From the time that they were fairly early on in high school up until they were applying to post-secondary schools, and they went through this exact situation where they really were leaning towards going into illustration or animation, but their family, which consisted